One of the most, if not the most historic and iconic hotels in the state of Texas must be the Menger Hotel in San Antonio. Not only is the Menger one of the oldest hotels in Texas, the original owner, William A. Menger, is credited with building the oldest brewery in Texas, called the Western Brewery, in 1885. The Menger Hotel opened its doors February 1859. Before the Menger Hotel was built, San Antonio did not have its own hotel. Once the train rolled into San Antonio in 1877, visitors from all over the country were staying in the Victorian-styled hotel. Famous guests of the Menger include Babe Ruth, Oscar Wilde, Ulysses S. Grant, Woodrow Wilson, Sam Houston, and of course, Teddy Roosevelt and his Rough Riders. With its long history and standing only 10 yards from the Alamo, it stands to reason that the Menger is widely considered one of America's most haunted hotels. Even as a kid staying at the Menger Hotel with my family, I had heard the hotel was haunted. I can clearly remember passing through the hallways, listening to the bellhop mention certain rooms and certain areas of the hotel that were supposedly haunted. One of those rooms is the King Ranch Room, named after the famous cattle baron Richard King. At the age of 60, Richard King was stricken with stomach ailments and required a trip to San Antonio to visit with his personal physician. King was diagnosed with stomach cancer and given only a short period of time to live. Rather than traveling back to his ranch in South Texas, King decided to spend his last remaining days in comfort at the Menger Hotel. King passed away on April 14, 1885, in his beloved suite at the Menger Hotel. His funeral was held inside the hotel parlor. Both guests and staff alike who have reportedly come into contact with the entity say a tall, bearded man dressed in period clothing will walk through the wall and stand quietly in the corner, peering into the room. Others claim the apparition will have a reverse course and move through the current door and disappear into the wall, stopping for a brief time with his back to the room and a cocked head, as if listening carefully. Guests also report a heavy cigar odor in the room. One guest complained to the front desk that someone was smoking a cigar either in the hallway or the room next door. After returning to the room with a staff member, the smell had completely disappeared. While paranormal activity involving the King Ranch Room seems to be a common occurrence, those claims generally only encompass either the area directly surrounding the room or inside the room itself. Sally White's ghost, on the other hand, has been reported throughout the hotel. More seems to be known about Sally White's death, rather than her life. What is known about this young African-American chambermaid is that she lived with her soon-to-be husband, Henry Wheeler, in the neighborhood located behind the Menger. Sally worked in the hotel for several years and became friendly with the rest of the staff. Sally was very much liked by the Menger family themselves. On March 28, 1876, on the south side of the Menger Hotel, Sally was shot by her husband Henry and died March 30, 1876. The community was shocked to learn about the tragedy. According to the San Antonio Daily Express, her husband, who, with a six-shooter in hand, proceeded to carry out the work of death. He fired, the ball wounding her in the bowels. She ran, and after her he went, firing 2 other shots and felling his partner. Sally was brought to a room on the 3rd floor of the original section of the hotel and passed away there. Her funeral was held inside the Menger Hotel. She was so highly thought of by the Menger family, they paid for Sally's funeral at a cost of $32. Guests at the Menger Hotel have reportedly seen the ghost of Sally White, continuing her duties as a chambermaid on the 3rd floor. Her apparition has been seen in the halls. She is described as wearing an apron and a bandana. The ghostly spirit comes and goes with a handful of sheets and towels, and will disappear through walls. One of the signs that Sally may be near, according to staff, is the strong, unexplained smell of a flowery perfume. On several occasions, the apparition of Sally has startled guests inside their rooms. The uninvited spirit busy folding towels and sheets at the foot of the bed will startle guests. The translucent form soon evaporates into thin air. Sally has also been known to knock on doors of guests, ready to service their room. However, when the guests open the door, nobody will be there. Other ghostly spirits that reportedly wander the halls of the Menger include a woman in blue. The woman in blue is mainly seen in the original section of the hotel on the second floor. While cleaning a room on the second floor, a maid suddenly had the feeling she was being watched. When she turned around, she saw a woman in a long blue dress with blonde hair standing in the corner. Another permanent guest of the hotel has been seen on multiple occasions, that being the mysterious spirit of a man wearing a buckskin jacket and gray pants. On multiple occasions, the ghostly spirit has been seen engaged in conversation with an unseen presence. He's reportedly heard asking, "Will you stay or will you go?" The Menger bar dates back to the early days of the hotel. In the 1890s, the Menger bar was one of the locations Teddy Roosevelt recruited men into the United States Cavalry Division, later known as the Rough Riders. The bartender told me a story about his own encounter with something unseen in the bar. He was closing for the night when he noticed his keys were missing from the table he had placed them on. After searching for a while, he thought he had left them in the door leading to the hotel. When he tried to open the door, it wouldn't budge. He claims he could clearly see the door was unlocked, yet the door wouldn't move. The man called the front desk for help on his cell phone, and when the staff member came to help, to his surprise, they easily opened the door to the bar. His story doesn't end there. After thanking the front desk staff member, he turned to find his keys back on the table where he had placed them. The Alamo is important to Texans as a reminder of bravery and honor. Many Texans and Mexicans lost their lives on the ground where the Menger stands today. On such hallowed ground, it's no wonder that there would be reports of paranormal activity. I would suggest taking a trip to the Alamo. You can take a walk around Alamo Plaza, or enjoy visiting the two most haunted hotels in Texas, the Emily Morgan and the historic Menger Hotel. If you like this content and would like to see more, please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.